What's up, world? It's your boy Karceno here. Once again, continuing the story on the hood stories. I think we on officially 21 now, which it really should be 20.3 because it's so connected to the last story that we just ended. We ended with me beating the case. Alright? But what I didn't go into, and what everybody's been asking me, like, what happened with the girl? The girl, dude, you just cut that out. What happened with her and the guy? Well, the Eazy-E looking guy, he was spooked by all of this, and remember, he didn't live there. He went back home. He packed everything up and decided, look, I'm moving right back to where I came from, back to Harvey, Illinois. So he went back out towards Harvey. He didn't come back. Once he found out, like, what was going on, he was like, look, I'm out of here. I knew I messed up by doing what he did. So after that, he was gone. He's a coward anyway, so there's no need to mention him. Now, the girl, I've been calling her when I was in jail. I had them call on three-way to try to reach her and reach other people, which is what you do when you maximize your time. When you're in jail, you maximize your phone calls. You call somebody who can call somebody on three-way, click them off, call somebody else. And she just wasn't picking up. And I'm like, well, okay. I know she probably got my message. Okay. All right, I'll see her when I get out. So when I get out, I went to go see her. And her birthday was around the same time. So here I am, going through paying for trial, getting my car out of impound, which is another hassle. Getting the car to impound was just ridiculous. And then I'm dealing with her, and I'm like, I found time to find some money to get you a gift. And she's just like, thanks. I'm like, what's your problem? You weren't supposed to go over there without me, and you went anyway. So all this happened. This is your fault. I told you not to go over there. And da-da-da-da-da. So she's going off, and then this friend. I'm like, who is this friend? Like, who is this person? I don't even know her. And I'm like, I can tell this is the battery in the back. Something's going on here. And she just automatically didn't like me from the jump. And I'm like, well, who is this person? This is my friend. She needed a place to stay, and we used to go to school together. And she's staying over here for a while. And I'm like, all right. You know, like, whatever it is. And I'm like, well, look, when I get off work or whatever, I'm finna go to work or whatever, then we'll talk and we'll get things straight. You know, we'll get back to square one or whatever. So anyway, I'll leave that alone. I come back over there and we supposed to have a talk, just me and her. Here's this friend. I'm like, what's she doing here? She just said, well, there's nothing you can't tell me in front of her. It's none of our business. I'm like, well, me and you talk about it ain't got nothing to do with her. And then I'm looking at her attire and I'm just like assessing the situation. I'm like, is your friend lesbian? Because I think she might be. No, my friend ain't lesbian. Why she gotta be lesbian and saying that? I'm like, look, I'm just making an observation here. Next thing you know, she starts a big fight. A day later, I get a call. She's mad. I come over there. She's going off at the top. Oh my God, I can't believe this. What? You were right. She was a lesbian. She wrote me a letter talking about she can't stay in the same house with me because she want to be with me. And I'm like, I'm not like that. And why didn't you tell me that? So she's going all off the top. Like, you pushing me away from my boyfriend because of you want to date me and all this stuff. And you were so right. I'm like, I'm always right. It just take you a while to get there. But I'm always right. So things was back cool, right? I'm getting ready to try to, I'm getting with the lawyer. My time is trying to beat the case. So I'm working with my lawyer. And, and she was all cool. We was all good. And this is before cell phones, all that stuff. So Only thing we was doing, like if I come home, I see she called, I can call her back. We talk on the phone that way. But mostly my main energy was towards, let's go ahead and, do it this way and focus on the case and beating the case and looking over the same reports over and over and over again, trying to find flaws. So by doing this, I guess she felt she wasn't getting the attention she deserved, and I didn't notice what was going on. About a week went by where we just spoke once on the phone. I ended up talking to her, and when I did, it was like, oh, hey, my friend moved back in. I'm like, she moved back in? Like, when? She was like, we had a talk, she moved back in. I'm like, okay, that's fine by me. That's your choice. You decided to throw her out the house because she told you that. So, that's your decision, but I don't have a problem with it. Just don't let her come in between us. So I come over there and everything is good, and there we laughing, joking, and then her friend comes home and she's staying there and she just says hi, and then goes into her area, whatever she is, and all of a sudden, right away, my girl demeanor changed. She gets quiet, don't talk no more. I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? So I said, I got to pay more attention to what's happening here. Now, this girl that I was dating, her father had moved back into the house, and it's just her, her mom, and her two sisters. And he had left them when they were like 10 to go chill, to be with this other girl, this other lady that had a kid by him. Then like 10, 11 years later, here he comes moving back in their lives, he's just no Christmases, birthdays, or nothing from him. He just moved back in. Like, I'm back. And the mom is so intimidated by him, she just don't know how to tell him, I don't want you back in here. He just moves in and bullies the house. So he's like a bully. But the bully don't bully me. So I'm like, okay, I see what the situation is here. Everybody's in here timid, and then I sit up there and take up for the mom and everybody else by standing my ground with him. And once the bully knows he run into somebody he can't bully, he just gonna leave it alone. And I already knew that. He wasn't finna bother me. I was like, I didn't have nothing to worry about. I knew he wasn't finna bother me. I don't live here. He can't, nothing he finna do with me. So after this case was over with him, after I went through all this defense and stuff for her with the father and the dad, all of a sudden, the mom was like my best friend, and all of this stuff, and like, oh, you need anything to eat, anything, like, I'm like, cool, I'm the man again. So all of a sudden, I would call the mom, like, if I can't get in contact with the daughter, I called the mom and I said, I don't like this flashing light thing. Away from this. So I called the mom and I said, well, Mom, like, what's going on with the situation? Like, what's up with her? Like, I've been trying to get in contact with her and I can't find her. So the mom sits there and it's like, oh, well, she had to go to work today, and when they get off work, they went over here and went there. But, oh, yeah, she's doing this and that, but she's at work. And I'm like, that's weird, because I know where she works, and I know people that work with her. I work there too. So, let me see. She wasn't at work today. She wasn't on the schedule. Hadn't been there in 2 days. What is going on? So I went over to the house to see what in the world is actually happening with this crazy girl. And then I see her, they getting out of a car, and it seems to be her mom's car. She got a bag with her, like some shopping bags. Then here come the lesbian friend, get out the car. And I look at my girl, and her hair is about short as mine. No, I'm not kidding. No, I'm kidding. It ain't this short. It's like way down here. And I'm like, you cut your hair? She was like, oh, you scared me. I'm like, you cut your hair? She was like, yeah, you don't like it? She said it's a good look. I'm like, look, for her? And then I'm like, look, we need to talk. What's going on with you and old girl? What, you think I would be doing something? I know. So she starts a whole big fight, whatever. And I was like, she's like, look, I'm with you, and that's what it is, and this and that. Don't blow this out of proportion. You always blowing things out of proportion. I'm like, I just don't want to be a case where I get made to look like a fool. Nah, because I'm like, you cutting your hair short. I don't know what you wearing right now. You turning into this chick right here. And if you want to be with this thing, I could go left. And so everything was fine besides that. Like, there was no problems. Like, when we arrived at that scene, it was no problems. We were all good. Everything was, like, copacetic. You know, everything was flowing good for a week. Next thing you know, I got to go down here to the court and deal with this case. So I'm dealing with my lawyer. I'm like, look, I'm going to be dealing with my lawyer. So I'm going to be in the northwest suburbs for like about a week. I don't need no distractions. I don't need no problems. So, sure enough, I'm down there staying in the northwest burbs, going through the case, doing this and that. So I said, I'm going to call you. I called there. The mom's like, oh, she's not home. I'm like, she's not home at this time. Like, it's like almost 10 o'clock. She's always home at 10 o'clock. Like, when you date your girl, you know your girl's entire schedule. Not that you plan on doing it, not that it's a stalking method. It gets programmed in your system. And you don't even know why or how you can even care. You just know the system. So you know there's something wrong with the system here. There's a major problem on the horizon. And I said, she's not home at 10 o'clock? She can't stay up past 9. Something is wrong. So I get there and I said, wait a minute. Because, see, I had a car phone. See, that's another thing, too. I had a car phone, the one you plug in the cigarette lighter, so I can call you from my car. So I said, well, let me grab my phone and call her one more time. And I said, you know, Miss So-and-so that I'm leaving blank. I know it's late. I don't call people this late. I just want to make sure she made it home safely. She was, oh, I don't know where she is either. I'm worried. I was like, is her friend with her? She was like, no, her friend's here, but she's not here. And she's like, I'm going to call and start looking around for her in a minute, but she's not home. I'm like, all right, I'm going to start looking for her. I was just like, so I'm calling to make sure. Now I'm going to have to come all the way home and start looking for her because now it's getting serious. So now I come home and I'm like, drive all the way back to the city. Now I got to go by places and people. I'm like, where did you say she was going? Because I'm like, now you got me trying to find her. Then I can listen to the tone of the mother's voice and I can tell she's lying to me. Because if your daughter is missing or out, you'll have a little bit more concern. Why am I the only one concerned? Now I'm like, something's right. She's lying. So I'm going to call her when I get in front of that house. So I drove all the way in front of the house, and I could see through the window. I see her sitting right there in the window. Like, they walking past the window. I was like, okay, so she's home. So I said, well, you know what? I drove all the way back out here to the city. Are you sure she hasn't come back yet? No, I don't know. I think maybe she went to her cousin's house on the west side. I said, thank you very much for confirming that for me. I'll just wait till tomorrow then and see if I can find something out tomorrow. She was like, I know. If you find something out, let me know. I said, very well. Now she's playing games with me too. I like both of them playing games. And I'm like, I'm the worst person to play with. Because when I give you it out and give you a situation to get out, you should take it. So now I have to teach the mother a lesson. And the way I hurt my girl is through her mom. So I said, okay, this is fine. I go to my grandparents' house. I know how to do it. I said, I know how to get my girl's attention. I said, guess what? I was like, I'm finna come over and bring you, you know those tortillas that you like, those chips? Yeah, I got some for you and your friend. Yep, I bought a whole big bunch of them. Yep, so y'all can go over there. And I was saying, but I gotta leave though. I can't stick around that long. They was, oh, okay, cool. See, that's what they want. As long as I said I wasn't staying, it was all good. If I was staying over for a while, it'd have been some excuse to why I couldn't be there. So I get over there and they all getting the chips and all this stuff, and I was just waiting for a moment where they're gonna leave me, because it's always a moment where they leave me in the room by myself, because I've basically been in the entire house. So I get over there, they just all looking at the stuff and the food and all these tortillas and dips that I gave them, and they going around the house doing stuff, and I was waiting on an opportunity. As soon as I had the opportunity, I'm like, bet. Shot downstairs to the basement where they got the wash and dry. Took a pair of my grandfather's underwear and put them in the load. See, this is what had me. I put it in the husband's load because he washes his own clothes. So made sure I put it in the husband's load. A pair of my grandfather's underwear. Now, a man always gonna know when a pair of underwear shows up that isn't his. It shouldn't be there. So I took a pair of my grandfather's underwear, threw it in there. And see, I never heard nothing back, so I ended up doing this process again. So I was like, man, okay, I'm gonna do it again. So, because I didn't hear no response or nothing. Next thing you know, it was like, I got a call in like the middle of the night one day, and she's like, we had to call the cops. I'm like, what? My dad is having a fit, and I think he's gonna kill my mom. He thinks my mom is bringing guys in the house, and, you know, he's finding underwear in there, and he's about to get physical, so he's about to go to jail. He grabbed my mom. He's throwing them around the room. I don't know what's going on here. I'm so distraught. I don't know what to do. She's crying over the phone. I'm like, I don't know. Your friend is there. I'm like, I got to worry about this case. So, you know, y'all figure that out. I'm over here doing this. You know, call me tomorrow. Let me know how it go. So I get off. It's a big mess over there. I mean, I know somebody here. I know it because he's crazy like that. He's the bully, and his mom swearing up and down, I didn't do anything. See, I'm the wrong person to play with. I am the wrong person to play with. So that whole house was in shambles. I had them over 2 pair of underwear that wasn't theirs. So it's a big mess going on over there at the house. And the end result was, I don't know if she was messing with the friend or not, but the friend ended up stealing money and all that stuff, so she had to get out of there. She got 86. And then she was looking stupid because I didn't want to be with her no more. Once it got to the point where I'm like, I don't need to be with you. I'm going to beat this case, and then you out of here. She tried to come back again like a year later, but it's like when you have so much of a gap in between and you get back together, or you talking like on a friendly note, it's not the same no more. It's like I outgrew you. It's like I went this way, you went this way, sideways, and down, and it was like, you're done. Now it's like, good luck to you out there in the world. And that's how it was. I saw her, like, she had a kid with this guy, and it's funny because she couldn't stand me at one point. I hate you. And then she had a kid that looked just like me. So I looked at the kid. I was like, damn, this kid looks like me. But it's not mine. It's not mine, y'all. Don't be going. I see the girls out there. Take care of that baby. You know you're the father. No, not the father. I think she's probably with the father right now. They moved somewhere together, and she just started following him. And she does what the majority of you do, go into nursing. I'm like, they got to be overloaded with nurses by now, because everybody doing that. I'm going into nursing. Nursing. Oh man, y'all kill me with that. All right, this is the end of that story. So we'll call this 21, I guess. And stay tuned. Follow the playlist. Keep up with all these stories, and you'll know basically my entire life. Be able to tell me my life. I'm out.